Okay, so today we're going to work on finding the area of triangles. So for this section of our notes, I want you to put up at the top 4.2 area of triangles. So that is our title, 4.2 area of triangles. Okay, so first thing we're going to do, I want you to break up this page into 4 sections. Okay, the first section that we're going to talk about is what is the area of a triangle. Okay, so over here in our top left section, I'm going to put my kind of definition of the area of a triangle. The area of a triangle is 1/2 the product of its base and height. Okay, so now we have the definition of what the area of a triangle is. 1/2 the product, which means multiply, product means multiply, of its base and height. So we always multiply. We learned in parallelograms that we multiply the base times the height. So we're still finding the product of the base and the height, and then we're also going to multiply it by 1/2, and that will give us the area of a triangle. So on the right side of my notes, I'm going to put the algebra, or in other words, the formula. Okay, my formula for the area of a triangle is A equals 1/2 base times height. Okay, or you could write it A equals, so A for area equals base times height divided by 2. Those are the same thing. If we were to multiply the base and the height and multiply that by 1/2, it is the same thing as multiplying base times height and dividing it by 2. All right? So now let's talk about an example. So if I have a triangle that looks like this. Okay, this would be an equilateral triangle. And I'm going to drop down the height. So when you say, well, what is the height of a triangle? The height, just like on a parallelogram, we're going to find our point, our tallest point, and we're going to drop down a line from that point. And then we know that if we drop the line straight down to the base, then this must be a right angle. So now I have 2 triangles at the bottom. Okay, now we've kind of broken our triangle into 2 different triangles. So this is going to be our height, and this is going to be our base. Okay, so if we were to find the area of this triangle, we would be multiplying our base times the height and then either dividing it by 2 or multiplying it by 1/2. Alright, so let's try one. If we have an example, I'm going to put example up top. Okay, my example, I'm going to give you a triangle that looks like this. I have my right angle in the corner. The height of this triangle is 5 meters. We can see that clearly. We didn't even have to drop it down because this is a right triangle, which means that this is a straight line up and down. Okay, so they've already given us the height on this one. And my base is 10 meters. Okay, so 5 meters and 10 meters. So my formula first is going to be, remember, my formula is either A equals 1/2 base times height, or A equals base times height divided by 2. So now all we have to do is plug in the numbers. Okay, I'm going to do it in a different color here. So if I plug in the numbers, I have A equals, my base is my bottom number, 10, times my height is 5, and then we're going to divide that by 2. Okay, so if we do that, we get A equals 10 times 5 is 50 divided by 2. So my final answer would be I'm running out of room. A equals 50 divided by 2 would be 25. Okay, and then make sure we have our label, so we should have 25 meters squared. Meters squared. We always have to have the label, and it should always be squared when we're finding the area of a figure. Alright, let's practice one more on the back side. One more on the back side. Okay, I'm going to give you one more example, and then I'm going to have you practice one on your own. Okay, so I'm going to drop down my line from my tallest point. Okay, it tells me that my bottom, my base, is 6 centimeters, and my height is going to be 7 centimeters. Okay, 6 centimeters by 7 centimeters. So at my formula to find the area of that triangle, A equals, let's try it the other way, 1/2 the base times the height. It's the same thing as dividing the base times height by 2. So A equals 1/2 times, the base is 6, times the height, which is 7. So now A equals, you could multiply those first if you want, so 1/2 times 42. 6 times 7 is 42. So now 1/2 times 42 is the same thing as dividing 42 by 2. So A equals, what is 42 divided by 2? 21. So remember, we need our label. My label is centimeters, and because I found the area, it's going to be centimeters squared. Okay, let me give you one to practice. When you're finished, I would like you to come show me at the back table. I will check it off with you and then give you your assignment. Okay, your question will be, okay, I have given you a tall, skinny, scalene triangle. We're going to drop down our line from the height, the tip. So now my base is going to be 10 feet, 10 feet, and my height is going to be 18 feet. 10 and 18. So you need to produce when you come back to me, I would like you to have the formula to find the area. I also want the expression written out with the numbers plugged in, and then I want the solution with the label included, and I will check it off with you and give you your assignment.